Haley Bell. I'm a junior at Livermore Valley Charter Preparatory High School, and today I am here with our principal, Mr. Eric Dillie.
Thank you, Haley. I'm so excited to be here. We have our own television show. How cool is that?
I know, right?
I love
great.
it.
Yeah. You know what else is great? We're moving to a new campus soon, and we have footage of you at the last staff meeting speaking to the staff.
Our next topic is the new campus. Any questions?
So, at the new campus, is there going to be like an outside space for the kids where they can go and run around and play?
Well, there's ground around the building and trees on that ground, and it's ground around the building.
Okay, well, but so, I mean, are the students going to be able to have a space by the trees?
Well, it's really good trees and big trees and tall trees and just great trees. Really great trees.
How much cabinet and storage space are we going to have in our rooms?
You got 4 walls and a door, and you can walk in and out of the door, and like it's a room. Like it's a room with walls and like windows and.
But they have tables and chairs, right?
Oh, I forgot to tell you this. This is so exciting. We're gonna practice a new style of project-based learning. It's where we sit on the floor in a circle and we play drums. No, it's gonna be so awesome. We bought these. Does anyone have any more questions?
So, what about restrooms? Do we have private restrooms for the staff?
Remember those trees I was talking about?
Yeah, that's all well and good, but when are we moving to the new campus?
Tessa Mullins certainly does a hilarious impersonation of you. So now how about some real information about the new campus?
Absolutely. We had teachers in the building 2 weeks ago. It's beautiful. Everybody's excitement was hard to contain. As soon as the city of Livermore gives us our certificate of occupancy, we're in.
And I heard that just a few weeks ago you actually toured the new campus with all the staff for the first time. Let's take a quick look at that. Well, I'm really excited to move in.
As am I.
We also had a really exciting season for the LVCP Hawks football team. This year was their 4th season, and they went 5-5. So far, it was their most successful season. What were some of your most memorable parts of this season?
I think the most memorable part of the season for me is I've known these young men for roughly 3 years now, and from where they started in 2013 to where they ended up now, they did lose in the playoffs to Ferndale, but they made the playoffs, the NCS playoffs. It's an amazing accomplishment, and Coach Plitnikoff can't be given enough credit, and the hard work of the young men as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, that's awesome. Let's take a look at what some of the team members have done this year.
Hi, I'm Austin Brown, number 4. I play running back for the LVCP Hawks. So the LVCP football team, players and coaches, has impacted me more than they probably all think. It's helped me mature in life, take care of responsibilities, help my memory with remembering plays, remembering to bring my football gear every day. I've grown close relationships that have helped me get through hard times. So just, it's all positive. There's nothing really negative with this team. Everyone's caring. We're a big brotherhood, big family. So I think I have grown and everyone else has grown somewhat. And people can come to this team and feel accepted and be a part of a family if they've never been a part of a family before. So that's really cool.
My name's Alex Schick. I'm number 7. I play quarterback and I threw for 1,600 yards this year, and I was number 3 in NCS Division 5. So my favorite memory this year, I'd have to say, we were at Encina Prep in Sacramento, and I dropped back and I had to end him open in the flat, and I threw him the ball, and I remember I got hit right as I threw the ball. And so I'm looking, I'm on my back, I can kind of see through people's legs what's going on. I see him catch it, and then I see like 2 guys hit him, right? And I think, okay, he's tackled. I get up, go walk over to the coach, and then everyone's looking downfield. And I look downfield, and like he's still running. Like, I could not believe that Endham was still running. He got tackled, but then he wasn't tackled. It was crazy. And I think that's probably my favorite moment of the year, because I was like, wow, like I could not believe that that he did that.
Wide receiver, number 25 for the Hawks. The football team's made me just like overall like a great person, and I mean everyone on the team's really like funny, and like we're all really good if you get to know us. I mean, a lot of people just kind of throw us out as like, oh, like they're just the football players, like they're not good students or like good friends or whatever, just because that's just like the little stereotype or whatever. But like if you actually get to know us, like we're all really good, and I think the football team, just like the coaching staff as well as the players, have just made me overall like a good athlete, a good student, and just like a good person. So yeah.
Hey, this is Freddie Belitnikov Jr. I'm the head football coach and athletic director for the Livermore Valley Charter Prep Hawks. You know, in 2013, we basically just, you know, if you're trying to use an analogy that everybody can understand, I think in 2013 the property was bought. In 2014, we walked around the property and kind of thought, what are we going to do with it? And I think this year in 2015, we laid the concrete. We laid the concrete and laid the foundation on the property. And I think moving forward, it's time to start putting up walls and starting to see how we're going to expand this. And I think this year's team did an excellent job putting us in position to be attractive to some football players out there that are looking for a place to play high school football. And I think going forward, we still have a lot of work to do, but you know, this year was pretty much laying the foundation for the years to come. Now it's time to put the walls up.
This season definitely was great, and I can't wait to see what we can do next year. While we certainly have a lot of great athletes at LVCP, something we have that a lot of schools don't is our Mathlete program. The team recently won the grand prize in the first competition of the Association of Computational Mathematical Modeling. They will share the first place prize of $4,392. The competition included 111 teams competing from 13 countries, open to high school and college students. The teams had 72 hours to answer 2 problems.
So Mr. Knopf and I, when we had the idea to create Mathletes 2 years ago, we had no idea that it would culminate in such a short time and such a huge accomplishment like they did. So we're really happy.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what they do in the future.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the video.
Mathletes is a group of students. We meet 7th period to look at mathematical questions. It's not like algebra or geometry, it's just math as a whole, which gives us a lot of freedom to chase down the cool stuff like fractals.
I didn't really do that much preparation. Once the competition started, we all just started working together, and I think even though we didn't prepare that much, we still performed really well.
We did lots of practice with mathematical modeling. We pulled up some questions, talked about the procedure of pulling out assumptions, listing variables, parameters, developing the mathematical framework that you can manipulate, bringing it back to the real world to answer your original question. We didn't expect to take first place, so we were super excited to see our name up there at the top.
That's great. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more happenings at LVCP. We're back. Here at LVCP, we have an immense drama program. Just recently, the LVCP Drama Company put on their first production of the year, Little Women.
So excited for this first production of the year. Mrs. Deacon, Mrs. Colleen Deacon took over the program this year and has done an amazing, amazing job.
We've got to look at some of the students who work tech on the production. Let's take a look at the video.
My name is Bonnie. This production I have been working on lights.
Well, I don't plan to listen.
You must listen. Think of what we've meant to each other, you and I.
So we had to decide what kind of atmosphere we wanted for the show as a whole, and then we put up the light trees and we figured out what colors we thought would match the scenes best, and then we had to wire it all and make sure that all the lights were working properly and that they were positioned in the right places.
Marmy's here! Marmy's here! Strike up, Beth. Stoke the fire, Meg. I'll put her slippers by the fire. No, leave that to me.
My name is Miro, and I am the lead sound manager.
Glad to see you're so merry, my girls.
Let me take your cloak.
Happy Christmas, Mother March. I'll serve up the pudding.
I have hooked up the microphones, wired the whole thing, set up the speakers, connected to the soundboard, and I just make sure all the volumes stay where they should be, and everyone can be heard.
He knows you have rich relations. I suspect that's the secret of his liking.
Aunt March, how dare you? John is above such meanness. My John wouldn't marry for money any more than I would.
I've learned that doing tech is probably a lot harder actually than being on stage, but that LVCP has a really great support system of people who know what they're doing.
Speaking of the arts, a few weeks ago, Mrs. Ward Kelly's contemporary art students took part in the annual Maker Fair at Barnes & Noble, where they presented their free-range learning exchange project. Let's take a look at that video.
So we're here at Barnes & Noble. We are headlining, kicking off a national Maker Fair, mini Maker Fair event, which is really exciting because it's the first time that the contemporary art students are really getting to showcase this socially engaged art project called the Free Range Learning Exchange. And what's nice is that we're getting to do it in our local regional area. Dublin Pleasanton is only about 15 minutes away from Livermore Valley Charter Prep High School. And we are able to plop ourselves right here in the middle of the store and interact with some of the public in this very unique way. Our students are having their tutorials be exchanged for some type of learning or knowledge or skills that the public are going to exchange with them. So practically what that looks like is the students are actually going up to members of the public that are just coming into the store and saying, hey, this is what we're doing. Is there something that you can teach me today? In exchange, I'll teach you what I know.
So we have a free range learning exchange, which is basically like we go around and teach people stuff. Like I'm teaching cheer for people, and basically like you teach them something and then they teach you something in exchange. First thing that we learned was a lot of things that important things that you learn aren't at school, and like we just learn more things from each other rather than in a normal classroom. To prepare for this day specifically, I had to help paint the bus. I was the only one who was able to call anyone, so I called Barnes & Noble and basically like set it all up and stuff like that. I hope that we can go somewhere out of the community, like out of Pleasanton, Dublin, or Livermore, and like go out to where we potentially wouldn't know anyone.
My project is called President Cards, which doesn't really seem that obvious at first what it is. When Miss Ward Kelly said we had to teach everyone something, I thought, okay, what the heck can I teach? I don't really know anything that can be easily taught. So then I remembered, oh, that's right. I have a weird skill that I remember who all the presidents are, so I incorporated that into what this was. Well, I'm not expecting it to be like a big, huge thing, but I'm expecting that people will just like look at maybe an unknown president in a new way, just like, oh, so that's something new about him, and that's pretty nice. Also, they get candy just for participating, so that's good. Mainly just look up like the specifics of all the presidents and whatnot. So I know the generalities of all of them, but I want to look up like what years they were, what parties there were.
My project is to teach people volleyball, like the basics, like how to bump properly, the stance, stuff like that. I chose to teach this because I'm passionate about it. I play volleyball quite a lot, and I'm on the volleyball team in high school. I learned that kids were really interested, and you can kind of see like potential in them, the way they're like hitting the ball and how much they enjoyed it.
I'm teaching people how to play the guitar, just basic stuff. Well, most of the people I know, like, they don't really engage into music, so I'm like, I'm introducing them to, like, to engage to music. I learned how to face my fears. Yeah, I'm like scared about like interacting to other people. Yeah, I put the chords to them, teaching them all of the things that I'm teaching them into some index cards. So I'm showing them those cards.
So what I did is I taught people how to throw and catch a football properly, and also if they wanted to, how to spin it. I chose to with the football because I think I'm good at throwing the football, and I think that like some other people who aren't as good can learn. I really want this to go bigger and more local, and so people can come, open up, and we can have more people, more activities, and more people teach each other.
A lot of people may not realize, but we actually have a large population of foreign exchange students attending LVCP. What can you tell me about that?
Wow, since 2013, we've roughly served 120 to 140 exchange students on our campus from all over the world, mainly from China. We do live on the west coast of the United States, but we've also had students from Germany as well as England and Spain. Okay, we even had a Chinese student from Spain, but they had such a cultural, just an amazing dynamic to our school, and they live with our families, and there's a great cultural exchange. It really benefits our school.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Here's a showcase of what our international students have been doing with us this year.
Hello, my name is Tillman. I'm junior.
I think that's a good program because we can come to America and then we can learn some new things that we can't learn in China.
Hello, my name is Iko Yui. I'm now studying in Livermore Valley Charter Preparatory School, and then I'm a sophomore now. I choose LVCP as my high school, because LVCP is a preparatory school, and then it will help us prepare for our colleges, and I believe that this school will bring me to a better college. Yes, I surely do. America it's a very nice place. It's fulfilled with joy and hope. When I'm away from my family, I sometimes feel very depressed and lonely. But I think that staying at this school, I can overcome this loneliness by making more friends. The foreign exchange program, I truly think that it's a good program. But the only problem is that the exchange students can only stay for 1 year. And I think that we should need more to let the Chinese people create more friends with the Americans and get used to America. If I was the top of the foreign exchange program, I will make the period longer to let the Chinese people have more contact with the American peoples and get used to America.
I sometimes go out with my friends, but actually I spend more time with them, and they usually take me to some parks because they have 3 little boys and they're so cute, and I really like the time with them, and I think most of the time I play with the boys and they were so cute. I think the program is good, and I think it's good for us to spend time in America, and I think we need more time here, but not just 1 year. So I think it's good for us to have a private school to stay. Yeah. So basically, I think the most important thing is to have more time here, and I think it's better to have more events for our international students. Yeah.
Speaking of our students here, one of our juniors, Shannon Meyer, not only took first place, but went undefeated in a recent debate competition.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very proud of a fellow Lord of the Rings fan, as she is. But we couldn't say enough about her. She's an amazing young lady.
Let's hear a little bit about it from her.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Henderer, here to interview a very special guest here. What's your name?
I'm Shannon Meyer.
And what did you compete in just recently?
I competed in a novice debate tournament up in college prep in the Oakland, Berkeley area.
How well did you do? I've heard lots of stories.
I thought I did pretty well. I was undefeated. I won 3 debates and lost none.
How did you feel when you got this award?
I was pretty surprised. I didn't think I'd done so well. I didn't think I'd won all the debates. So when they called my name, it was a very cool experience.
So before you got this award, I've heard another story that you didn't feel so great about it. How did you feel truly?
Before I got the award, so I was waiting through the award ceremony, and I thought perhaps I'd only won 2 out of the 3 debates, and when they didn't call my name for the 2 out of 3 winning, I was very upset, and when they called my name for undefeated, I was so surprised and thrilled. It was really cool.
So what was your favorite part of this debate?
I would have to say my favorite part of the debate was during my second debate, I did a rebuttal of my opponent's arguments, and I was very proud of that rebuttal because for the first time I was able to really synthesize all of my opponent's arguments into a single sub-thesis and use my own arguments to disprove it, so I could really tie everything together, and it was just a cool feeling knowing I had reached that goal.
Are you excited for the next debate tournament?
I am thrilled. It's going to be great, and I'm hoping we can get a lot more people to join because we only had 3 this time, and they were great, but we need more of you guys out here.
That's just about it. I'm Rebecca Henderer, and this is Shannon Meyer, and that was the debate.
Well, LVCP is definitely not your average high school, and our community is like no other. Thank you so much for joining me, Mr. Dillie. Thank you for tuning in, and I really hope that you enjoyed hearing about the happenings at LVCP.